Avero mobile application. This is included as a part of every Avero package, and what we've really tried to do here is make the product as user-friendly and intuitive as possible. What you're looking at here is going to be that breakdown of some of those sales KPIs, looking at your total sales, your total traffic, and your average check. But what I really wanted to highlight here is this bottom right quadrant, which is looking over the last 6 Sundays. We've really become known for our trending capabilities, and it's a really powerful piece of the entire Avero offering. What we'll do is we'll pull your total sales data. That's going to be those blue bars you see across each date. We'll also pull in your total traffic. That's going to be the green line plotted against that. So you can start to say, over a period of time, how has my business performed? All of that sales data is going to come directly out of the point of sale system. But in addition to that data, what we'll also do is we'll automatically pull weather data based on your zip code, push it both into the mobile application and the full web-based application, and that's what you're seeing across the bottom of the screen there. On top of that, we give you the ability to add in any number of different events that are impacting your business. So we'll automatically populate holidays, but then we also give you the ability to pull in full sports schedules as well as local events right from pre-populated calendars that we have within the product. You can obviously also add your own restaurant-specific events like a happy hour so that you can really understand how your business is performing given different weather and event patterns. The next piece that we'll jump into is some of our item sales reporting. This is a really great way to understand what is and isn't selling within your restaurant operation. This is all fully interactive, and what I mean by that is with a single click of quantity sold, I can easily identify my top-selling entree. In this case, it looks like we sold 59 of the fish and chips. Because the product is designed by restaurant operators for restaurant operators, we're really trying to answer your next question with a single click. So just by clicking on fish and chips, I can easily identify which one of my employees actually sold this item in the business. So really going from that highest level of information down to this more detailed data just with a single click. All of the data on the screen right here is coming directly out of the point of sale system. But we also do pull in MPP costing data if the customer is using that as well. So what we can do is we can add in these 2 additional columns, item costs and cost of goods percentage, to really get that full perspective on how the business is performing. So not only what sold, not only who sold it, but also what was my cost on that item, and is that something good for my bottom line? The next piece I'll jump into is our check search. This is a really powerful way to find an individual guest check and make sure that you can get it off to a customer as quickly and as easily as possible. The way that this works is you would enter any number of filters that a customer actually remembers about their time at your visit. So you could say, how did you pay for your meal? You could put that one filter on, pull up all of the American Express checks within the business, and this will now total all of those American Express checks. I can then start to sort by any of these columns. So I can start to narrow in on whether I'm looking for a table of 7 people, what time was the check opened, etc. And once I've identified that individual check, what I can do is just click on the row, bring up the fully recreated check with all of the items, open, close times, server name, etc. And then I can actually email this off just by clicking that button in the top right corner and clicking email. So a really easy way to save a ton of time within your restaurant operation. And lastly, what I'll highlight here is our logbook. This is a really great way to increase communication and accountability amongst your entire team. All of the fields that you see here are fully customizable, so you can mix, match, change, remove, as you see fit, all of these different fields. And all you would need to do is just click into a field, and you could make notes directly into this logbook right from your tablet, your phone, or your computer. So this is really that full replacement for that physical logbook that you may be keeping at each individual location. That said, there are a few really key added benefits to the Avero logbook. First, we're going to time and name stamp every single entry into the Avero logbook, which means you can really easily keep track of who's making notes and you know exactly who to follow up with if you have questions. Additionally, using our email capability, you can set this up to be emailed on a regular basis. So instead of having to log on to even access this information, you can have a copy of this sent to your inbox every morning at 5 in the morning. So when you wake up, this is the first thing you read through, and you know exactly what's going on in the business and what you need to focus on during the day. So with that, we can jump into our full web-based platform. What you're looking at right now is called My Snapshot. My snapshots are a really great way to get a 30,000-foot overview of how your business is performing. There are 4 quadrants within my snapshot, and there's over 300 different ways you can customize those quadrants just depending on what makes the most sense for your business. What I want to start with here, though, is some of the unique sales reporting that Avero can offer. So we can start with this item sales piece, and I'll show you some of the unique ways that our customers will leverage all of this data. One of the really powerful features of our full application is that we have a ton of different metrics that users can choose from. So we could say, let's look at yesterday's sales, and let's also add in some of those key metrics. So let's look at item quantity, let's look at gross sales, let's also add in some of those costing metrics. So let's add in total profit and cost of goods percentage to really get that full perspective on how the business is performing. This is a really great way to get all 4 of those KPIs in one place where I can understand not only what are my most popular items, but also what are my most profitable. Because this is a really critical report for many restaurant operators, many of our customers will say, let's set this up to be emailed to us on a regular basis. All you would need to do in order to set that up would be click email and then click schedule future email. You could then choose the users that this should get sent to, the day of the week, the time, etc. And as soon as you click save, this will start sending on whatever frequency you've determined. So it's a really great way to make sure that your operators don't even need to log on to get this information. From here, what many of our customers will do is they'll choose to run a contest amongst their entire team. We've made it really easy both to run and track a sales contest right within the Avero offering. So let's say you wanted to run a contest on this baked macaroni and cheese. All I'd have to do is click this checkbox next to the item, click this server icon, and this will bring me to a report that'll show me everyone that's worked in this time period, as well as the quantity they've sold of this particular item. From here, we've made it really easy to say, let's run this contest for the entire month, and let's look at the item per cover percentage as opposed to pure item quantity. What this will help you do is really normalize for the number of guests that any individual server has actually seen in the time period. All I do from here is sort by this total column, and now I can easily identify who does the best job of selling these items. So this is going to be a really great way to increase revenues within your business. And then if you're making use of that MPP integration, this is also a really great way to run contests on highly profitable items as well. The next piece I'll jump into here is our back-of-house toolbox, and in particular the prep calculator. This is going to be a really great way to set your prep and part levels as accurately as possible. The way this works is you would choose the date you want to prepare for. So let's say I want to prepare for dinner service tonight. Run the report, and I would see that over the past 5 Mondays, I've seen an average of 193 covers in my business. Let's say I'm expecting to see something like 225 covers today because there's a big event going on down the road. I could enter that number right into the box, click calculate prep, and then when I expand any of these categories, I can really easily understand how many of the baked macaroni and cheeses I should be preparing based on how customers actually buy in my restaurant. So on an average Monday, we sell 12 baked macaroni and cheeses, and given the 225 guests we're actually expecting today, we should have 14 of those prepared. So it's a really great way to make sure you can have enough food on hand for all of your guests, but also make sure you're not over-preparing and then having to throw away those items at the end of the night. And then the last piece I'll highlight here is how easy it is to really add events right into your calendar. So obviously that's a really core feature within the entire Avero offering, and we want to be sure to highlight that. The ability to pull in the weather data automatically based on zip code, and then also the ability to add in any number of different events just with a few clicks. So I can just click that plus button, go to add event, and then I can see a huge slew of different ways I can add these. So I could add a single event, so that would be like a happy hour. You do have the ability to set up recurrence as well. You could add in local events, as well as any number of different sporting events, both at the professional and college levels. We have all of these calendars pre-populated, so just by clicking Get Events, I can pull in the full schedule for whatever season, whatever team I'm trying to understand. And by scrolling down to the bottom and clicking Add All Events, I can make sure these are added right into my calendar so I can really understand how my business performs given these different event types. The last thing I wanted to mention here were all of our support resources. So all of our support resources live along the top right side of Avero. We have our solution center, live chat, support email, support phone, as well as online training. All of these support options are included in every Avero package, and they're all managed by our in-house support team of former restaurant operators. So they're a really great resource to learn all about Avero, not only from product experts, but also from folks who have been in the industry before and understand the questions and issues that other operators have.